What do you call someone who basically deliberately violates and goes against the orders of President Trump? You call them a criminal. And they should be, for all practical purposes, arrested and thrown into prison and forever held because they are in direct contempt of what this great president is doing, how he is following the will of the people. Well, let me tell you something. The battle for the soul of the American people and law and order is no longer, seen or confined to the halls of Congress or the Supreme Court chambers or anything like that. Oh, no. It's playing out in city councils and state houses, and most notably, and this is important, the offices of the individuals like New York Attorney General Tish James and New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy. Now, these folks, you got to understand, these folks cloaked in the language of progress and inclusion and all that DEI nonsense, have increasingly instructed local communities and state agencies that they're in charge of to resist and to defy federal policies, federal laws that they find politically inconvenient or problematic, or that seem to go against their own progressive whatever it is. Now, at the heart of the rebellion are President Donald Trump's executive orders aimed at restoring order, which we, let me remind you, voted him in to do, whether by deporting illegal aliens or restricting gender modification surgery, aka mutilation, castration, defilement. I mean, the fact that we're arguing this is incredible. In their almost this obstinate role to oppose him, Tish James and Murphy are going nuts. They're not just defying federal directives. They're defying common sense and the rule of law. I want you to understand this. This is the shadow government of resistance. You've heard me talk about the shadow government for years. This may be probably better than ever to explain this. Tish James and Murphy are emblematic of a broader, and I hate the word progressive because there's nothing progressive about it, but some kind of a weird radical left movement into this de facto shadow governments, deliberately undermining federal authority. Tish James in particular made a career out of opposing Trump. In fact, she's the one who said, I'm going to put this man in prison. I'm going to put him in jail. Before she even ran, she said specifically, I'm announcing what I'm going to do. And her efforts have gone beyond legal challenges. They're full-scale assaults on federal law enforcement, executive power, and the rule of law. Think I'm making this up? Think I'm exaggerating? Under her direction, she's got to go. New York has become a sanctuary state where local law enforcement is effectively forbidden from cooperating with ICE. And the result? What do you think the result is? Dangerous criminals, violent offenders, shielded from deportation, protected, coddled, closeted, all in defiance of President Trump demanding we are elected. Now, Phil Murphy, the governor of New Jersey, this guy, what a piece of work. His approach in New Jersey kind of mirrors this defiance, but it's a little different. His administration has issued directives that prohibit law enforcement from sharing information with ICE. Oh, God forbid. Remember, in direct contravention of the rules that you and I voted in, or even detaining illegal immigrants at the request of federal authorities. This is who this guy is. This Phil Murphy, this, self-styled champion of social justice, he's argued that cooperation with ICE fosters distrust between illegal communities and law enforcement. Yeah. And your point is what exactly, Philly? What is it? But this insane rhetoric designed to win applause from the progressive activists, the radical left types, it completely ignores the real-world consequences of allowing, and I can't believe I'm saying this, violent criminals to run free and roam the streets. Can you believe we're even talking about this? Tish James and Phil Murphy have adopted this posture of moral superiority. Oh, they're better than you, portraying themselves as defenders of vulnerable communities. But who are the real victims of this nonsense? Who are the real victims of this obstructionist horse, you know what? Consider the families of victims murdered, assaulted, you know how, by illegal aliens who were released from custody despite ICE detainer requests. Think about that one. Every preventable tragedy is a testament to the failure of sanctuary policies and this radical left nonsense. And every day that local officials defy federal immigration law is another day that innocent Americans like you and me are put at risk. And God bless Tom Homan. God bless Tom Homan and his struggle for order. This is credible. Tom Homan, who was a staunch defender of Trump's immigration policy, has long warned about the dangers of this. In his view, this is important, the refusal to cooperate with ICE isn't just misguided, it's a dereliction of duty. Tom Homan knows, career law enforcement officer. He understands that the public safety depends on cooperation, and they're doing this. And what she's doing in particular is that she wants basically to tell New York officials, do not do anything to stop or to impede or to interrupt requests or surgeries for gender reassignment. Think about this. She is paving the way and greasing the skids for mutilation, disfigurement, permanent alterations to these children. Never able to produce again, never able to produce in the first place, to become sterile, to become stuck in this weird kind of a gender limbo. And then you've got Phil Murphy who says, you know what, I'm gonna have a few people at my house. I mean, these people need to be shut down and arrested and charged with racketeering, charged with the strongest federal penalties available. And that is the duty, I hope, of Pam Bondi. These idiots have to stop. We have to lock these people up and throw them away. I throw away the key. And I know this may sound like, well, he's kind of being a little bit, exaggerated. I don't think so. I want what works, my friends. Let me tell you something. In the past in the past 2 weeks, really, since President Trump was inaugurated, the streets here of Manhattan are demonstrably, obviously better. They're cleaner. They're less filled and jammed and clogged with these lunatics. It's the most incredible thing in the world right now that I'm seeing, my friends. The most incredible thing in the world that I'm seeing. God bless these people. And God bless the fact that we are able to do something right now to get rid of these people, send them back. And let me also tell you what you're hearing. I'm hearing this from friends and people and teachers and the like. You're hearing a lot of folks, you're hearing stories of people crying and kids crying who don't want to go back, who are afraid they're going to be sent back to their country that they should have never left before securing, or while they were here, securing citizenship or some type of permanency status. Now that Biden's gone, they're saying, wait a minute, you mean we have to go? This is unfair. Damn you, Trump. Don't give in to this. We all have a heart. We all have compassion. But we all have this idea that we will work with you. We will welcome you. We will go to your naturalization ceremonies. We'll stand there with a flag. But you've got to apply by the rules. And one more thing, Tish James. Leave kids alone. What do you think? What do you think, my friend? What do you think? You think I'm overdoing it? Of course not. And by the way, one more thing. Subscribe to this channel. I found out recently, 87% of the people who watch my videos don't even subscribe. Dear God. So like these videos, subscribe, and comment as you see fit.